what a pain in the ass to go out there all the time to find out what the weather is doing, to do some tweaks. So what can I do about that when the devil and its minions want to attack? What can I do? Well, I can at least bring in the information inside. How do you do that, man? You can't put in the solar inverter. We're hanging for you to do it, so we can come in once again with our best complaints. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a voltage meter, right? So there's going to be no inverter in here, and there's only going to be meters. Oh my God, everybody! There's only going to be meters. A little bit like that one down there. Because these things tell us other results. So we can find out some stuff. You know what I mean? I was going to pull some panels out today. But I thought, fuck it, you can just sit there and play. You know what I mean? Hey, you might even bring someone to come and play. I don't know. But what I've done is I'm getting 3 fancy meters. Costing about $60 roughly. A little bit more, a little bit cheaper. Depends on what the oil prices are today. You know what I mean? As we all follow the leaders to show the way of how it's done to become great. And so what I'm going to do is talk normal again, right? Feed the babies soon. There's actually a lot of them as it's cold. But sadly, in winter, we have less of things usually. Isn't that so? Definitely when you've got the devil around. Bad weather, whichever way you want to put it, right? To make things less of plenty, as the weather doesn't provide plenty of plenty in all sorts of ways, does it? And so I'm getting a fancy reading meters. I'm going to make up a little box. They're about 8 centimetres, I say, a little screen size. And one of them's going to show me my battery. And you just got to plug them in, hook them to the line. So all there'll be that touches this household are these lines coming in there. I'm sure they're not too dangerous. I'm sure there's nothing you can really typically say. It's going to give me a reading, right? So I don't have to constantly go out the door to find out things during winter. Where's the battery at? How much wattage am I getting in? What am I using? Oh, damn this app. That app's for everybody, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm getting a battery meter, all roughly around $20. Okay. And it's going to show me my battery, all cool features and everything, and how much the battery you'll be using and all that. A little bit more information than the other thing was showing me, right? And then I'm going to have one for the power. I found one that can go right up to 100 volts, a couple of 100 volts. You can get them pretty big when you start looking in certain areas. I had to go off grid on that to eBay in certain areas like that. Besides the old T-Move, the newest thing I've been talking about lately. Now, there was one item on there, but it was inefficient in other areas. So I had to go cruising elsewhere, other choices. And I'm getting another one that's going to show how much power I'm using. So it's going to have one for the solar. The solar's bringing in this. The solar's using this. So each one of them is going to give me, instead of just one detail, this is what the solar's bringing in. I push buttons and showed you last time. It's going to show it all at once. It's even going to show me some time and what the weather is when it comes to temperature. Pretty cool, right? And they're going to come inside and then go out. As they're just reading some measurements, and there'll be one that's hooked up to these lines in these 3 different areas, and they're going to sit there nice and close in the kitchen or a lounge room where you might need to see some readings instead of going out in the cold all the bloody time, mate. And that's what's going to go on, and that's going to happen no matter where I'm at. You know what I mean? So see you later.